to scam you and me, just as Carmelo and his family/team are and have been doing to the public, taking hundreds of thousands of their hard-earned dollars via Give, Send, Go. At least anyone stupid or hateful enough to actually donate their money to them. His school district has their own little money grab scheme up their sleeves, and it seems they are not above capitalizing on all the attention this case is getting. I have the emails directly from the school district to myself to prove it. We're going to break it all down and explain everything in this video. Let's get started. Now, real quick, before I pop up these emails and read them all out to you and let you see everything right there for yourself, Carmelo Anthony's dad decided to hop on TikTok live in a discussion with 876 other random people he doesn't even know from a can of paint and discuss his son's case openly like an idiot. This is the first time, I believe, we've even heard Carmelo Anthony's dad speak, and the things he decides to say is his breakout moment of voicing, anything he has to say here regarding his son's very serious case. It will baffle you, but it might not surprise you if you catch my drift. Let's take a listen.
Who carries a weapon?
I have a pocket poker on my team.
Okay, you said
Excuse me.
so
Hey,
you have a weapon.
hey, excuse me, y'all. I'm not carrying one to high school.
Okay, well, Mike, you're.
I had one all through middle school, high school.
They are. They can own rifles at the age of 18 in Texas.
So here is Carmelo Anthony's father, Papa Anthony, chiming in with the most ridiculous thing. I mean, now we see why Carmelo's such a doofus. Here's this father popping in on a TikTok live. No one's heard him really give any say-so about this whole situation yet. And the first thing, he finally breaks his silence, and what does he say? I never carried a knife to school or a weapon to school, but they are. First of all, who is they? Who is they? Are we talking about just that? It could be either today's teenagers or white people. Let's be honest. White people. And he says, they can own guns, they can own rifles at age 18. What does a 18-year-old white person being able to own a rifle have to do with bringing a weapon to school? But he prefaced that by saying they're bringing weapons to school. They're allowed to own rifles at 18. First of all, if you're 18, you're a senior. I mean, so you're at the end of your road here in high school. So you're telling me seniors during their senior year, white senior boys are bringing rifles to school and walking. Where are they putting these rifles? In their back pocket? Under their hat? In their backpack? Where are they putting these rifles? Where it is not an immediate, whoa, stop everything, hold the phone, hit the fire alarm, call the police, we got a student in here with a freaking rifle. Tell me where this is happening. Certainly not in Frisco, Texas, right? Certainly not. So it doesn't make any sense. You're over here complaining that white 18-year-old boys are allowed to own rifles and then claiming that they are bringing them to school these days. So what are you saying? My son Carmelo had to bring a knife to school because white boys is bringing rifles to school. Lord have mercy. Where? The only time white people are bringing rifles to schools is when tragic things happen. And you're talking as if white people go to school with rifles and just put them right next to their textbooks and lean them up against their desk in class and just, take their SATs and then just go home all hunky-dory. What are you talking about? You sound like an absolute buffoon. Let's keep listening.
So, first thing, let's get something understood. He wasn't charged for carrying a knife. If y'all look at it, he was only charged for murder one. Secondly, So what about if you take your son to school to fight, and your son knock him out and kill him? Then what?
Unalive.
Unalive. What do you do then?
Brother, why are you asking them what to do? Why don't you know what to do? You're the boy's father. You're supposed to have the answer to these questions yourself before you decide to have and raise a kid, especially a son, in today's world. You don't even know the answer to this. What would y'all do? User2947 and Bubba Big Stacks in my racks in my pocket 42. Like, you don't even know these people. Why are you asking them what they would do if they took their son to school to fight and he knocked him out and killed him? And see, it's so you're such an idiot. You're getting on here and asking these questions. You know what it sounds like? Are you are you saying that's comparable to what you did? Are you saying that you took your son to that track meet to have a fight? And what do you know? Things got out of hand and he killed and murdered Austin Metcalf. That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like. That's pretty wild. This is why lawyers tell you to shut up about the case. You don't go on. What if you had a couple Bud Ices, a couple Steel Reserves, and you decided to hop on TikTok Live with Johnny and the Screw Around crew over here just discussing your son's life-altering case, and you hop on and say something that strongly points to the fact that this is premeditated and that you even knew about it. And everybody's so concerned about holding Austin Metcalf's brother Hunter accountable. Sounds like they need to start holding you accountable. Sounds like, I mean, if that's the first, you finally broke your silence and this is the first question out of your mouth. Sounds like that's a relatable scenario to you, brother. What are you supposed to do when you take your son to school to fight somebody and he accidentally kills him? Why are you asking that? Did you take your son to school to fight somebody and he accidentally killed him? Idiot. Absolute idiot. But you know what? Keep digging your hole. Keep digging your hole deeper and deeper. I love it. Keep going. Keep talking. I love it.
I was going to ask the same question.
What do you do then, sir?
I was going to ask the same question. Oh, were you, Latunda? Oh, were you? Does your son have a fight scheduled for 9 a.m. tomorrow, too? Or you were going to ask that same question? What are you doing? What are we talking about here? This is ridiculous.
What do you mean? What do I do? He was defending
You
himself.
just said you would take your son to a school to fight. So if he hit him and that kid gets knocked out, and that's a 1-on-1, this ain't 2-on-1, he gets hit and he kills him. I mean, he hit him and hit his head on a rock. Unalive. Keep saying this. I'm not used to this, y'all. But
We
I
can
don't know why
tell.
I jumped in on this tonight. But what do you do as a father? It's like we can't win. So you took your
You can win. You can not take your son to school to fight. Because stuff like that happens, buddy. Jeez. Don't take your son to school armed and equipped with a knife to handle business. This stuff happens. It doesn't have to. You facilitated the happening of it. You facilitated the happening of it. And for those reasons, I think Carmelo Anthony's dad should be held just as accountable for the murder of Austin Metcalf as Carmelo Anthony, because you heard it out of his own mouth. Now, let's move on to these emails. So as I mentioned in my previous videos about Carmelo, I did a FOIA request. If you don't know what a FOIA is, FOIA, Freedom of Information Act. Anything that is deemed to be public information, public record, the citizens, the public has a right to access. I did a FOIA request to get all the emails from the school district, within the school district, between teachers, staff, principal, even janitor McGee down the hall. Any emails that involve the names Metcalf, Anthony, and Carmelo. Okay? Now, I saw, I believe it was the quartering I believe he mentioned something about that would be like $1,800 to get all those. I don't know if he's trying to get those or pursuing those. I don't want to say. I haven't talked to him. I don't know for sure. But that's where I saw that this was even a thing. And I was like, oh, well, $1,800, you know what? That's kind of steep, but I'll pay it because I want to see those emails, and I know you do too. And I want to get those for y'all, and I'd be happy to share them with every other YouTuber. We can all cover them. I was willing to pay that price. Now, I have received a response because I did my own request at that point. I've received a response from the school district to my FOIA request for those emails. Here's their response. To date, no emails responsive to this request have been released to any other requester due to the district's contention that any responsive emails would contain FERPA-protected, personally identifiable information. This means, yes, FOIA, Freedom of Information Act, we have a right to things, public records, as citizens if we want them. But something that kind of trumps that is FERPA, which I'll have to look it up, but it's basically like the E in FERPA stands for like educational. Like basically when you have students and minors within the education system, that kind of trumps FOIA, and that's protected. If you want, you can look FERPA up yourself. I'm just trust me on this. FERPA beats FOIA. Okay? FOIA, FERPA, FERPA. Okay? And so what they said is we have determined that complying with your request will result in the imposition of a charge that exceeds $40. My word. Therefore, we are providing you with this cost estimate as required by section blah, blah, blah of the Texas Government Code. So here's the itemized list of charges, and it looks like that would come out. They say it would take 40 hours to compile all these emails for me, and that would cost me $720, smackaroos. Which, you know what, I would gladly pay, but here's why I'm not gonna pay it. Number one, did you notice they said every other requester who has requested the emails that you're asking for have not had them released to them? I don't know if they've paid or if they've not paid. I imagine many have paid. They've gotten hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars from other requesters, but they admitted it there, probably because they legally have to. No emails have been released to anyone. So they're just racking up the money and not giving any emails, not delivering any product. And so they go on to give me a less costly option. Oh, how sweet of you. But here's the big thing, okay? The deposit. Estimated charges exceeded $100. Therefore, as allowed by section blah, blah, blah of the government code, we require a deposit of 50%, $360, before even starting work on your request, which I guarantee you, they can go into their email. They're saying it would take them 40 hours to get all those emails. You can go in your email, type in the search bar any one of those three keywords, Anthony, Carmelo, or Metcalf. And all those emails will be there. Highlight them all, send them to a folder, sort them, whatever. It would take 2 hours max. Like, give me a break. 40 hours? Come on. Now here's the fine, bold print down bottom. Let's read this. Please be advised that the cost estimate listed above is for the labor time it will take the district to locate and review the records you have requested. Payment of the cost estimate does not guarantee that the records requested will be released to you even in redacted form, absent an Attorney General opinion requiring the district to do so. Then they got a lot of stuff down here about student records and FERPA, and how basically, hey, we'll gladly take your money and we'll gladly not give you a dang thing for it. Screw you. Team Carmelo, woohoo! Yeah, awful things happen to our students. We got you. Bazing, cha-ching, ching, ching. How much money can we make off this? Like, what is going on here? What kind of freaking school system is this, man? It's ridiculous. But there you go. That's the response I got. So it sounds like I won't be getting any emails. So sorry to let you down on that, but I promise I did try. If I was in, if I was really tempted to throw 720, 40 bucks down the drain, I'd do it for y'all, but it's pretty clear. My team has advised me, I don't know the first thing about legal and FOIA, and I get on here and say it. I really don't know what I'm talking about. This is what I've been briefed by my team. My team is the one who knows how to do that. They FOIA everything for me. They pretty much told me, listen, if you want to do it, you can do it, but we're telling you, you're screwed. You're not getting anything. No one else has gotten anything. And no attorney, it would take a flutter of a hummingbird wing to have that attorney general shut you down on getting any emails involving these students. So we're not getting nothing, but you know what? Neither is the school district. You're not getting my money, brother. But anyways, there goes that. Stay tuned for another video. We're going to do another prison assessment for some of the new things that have come out, because there's been 2 or 3 new updates with Carmelo. We're going to talk about how that will affect him in the future in prison, because we all know he's going there. Other than that, hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry I let you down, but